XRP, we start with 1 hour chart. Just I want to give a quick update. Okay, as we can see, still we are within this correction. Okay, actually there is no much changes if you refer to our analysis in my last video. Just I want to give a quick update, because if you refer to my last video, we mentioned we're looking for this correction. We want to see whether we can look for buy or not. And even when the price was within this move, we mentioned we're expecting the price to drop to 0.53. As you can see, almost dropped to near what we were expected. But right now, the way it's moving, even is very corrective. That's why we mentioned maybe this one can turn to a correction for one more drop. This flat can be more complex flat before we get the next move. Okay, that means if you want to look for trade, we need to be quite careful. The best things is if we can one more drop, then from there we can, and a reversal we can look for buy, because if we get one more drop, we know we can see how deep it can go. But if there is a continuation from here, the only way we can look for trade, because if we put in these two in relative to each other, we can look for the internal flat, as we can see 1 2 3 for this last wave, including 1 2 3. All right, but what I want to see, if there is a continuation, the only way to trade, wait for the breakout of the top, then any correction from there we can look for trade setup, or having entry above the top, which is we need to be quite careful, because every time we get the price broke the previous top, drop. That's why easily price can take and reverse. That's why I mentioned the best things is if we get any down move. By the way, if there is a continuation from here, one option, wait for the breakout of the top flag, we look for buy, or having entry above the top, with which if we want to look for trade by having entry at the top, what we want the price break and continue. If price tag within 1 or 2 hours it doesn't move, we don't stay with the trade, because easily price can tag and reverse even within the force, even within the first hour. That's why if anyone wants to look for the trade, if they have, by having entry above the top, if they have experience, they should look for trade. If not, better stay away from that. And again, more for me, if we get one more drop, because from that we can see how deep it can go. Any reversal from there we can look for trade setup. Okay, and if we move to daily chart, this is what we have been explaining. We mentioned if there is a continuation with the breakout of 0.65, okay, then from what we can expect the continuation, maybe we can get a bigger correction for next move. But for price to retest 0.36 following by 0.35, sorry, 0.36 following by 0.34 after breakout of this top, which is 0.65, the possibility is very less. That's why if you want to look for trade, we need to be quite careful at this range. Okay, what we can see, if there is a continuation, breakout of 0.65 following by 0.75, then this is where the next move is going to break the previous top, and we can, the only thing is we can look for bigger correction. But if the price drop from here without breaking this top 0.6, maybe still we can expect the price at least retest 0.42 following by 0.39. That's why buying here without the trade setup is very risky, because either way, up move or down move, it can be quite sharp. That's why we have been looking for this correction. Now we want to see how we can trade. Again, for me, the best things we want to see when this flat is finished. At least we get 3 weeks before we look for continuation. But we mentioned if the price continue from here without giving us one more drop, how we can look for trade. And rather than that, we have nothings, because still we are within this move, within this correction. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will, look for, I will share the update. And even if the price drop, I don't think I'm going to look for sell unless I see the breakout of this, because from there we see how it's moving. Maybe this is the correction. But that means at that time we see whether we should look for a reversal or not, because maybe this is not the correction for the buy. Then we can look for this for one more drop. That's why I mentioned we can look for 0.42 if the price cannot continue from here. Anyway, right now we're looking at this and we explain how we can look for trade and what's the best option. And again, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, any possibility for trade, any trade setup, then I will share. Thanks.